You got your start in like made for TV movies. I mean, I'll be honest with you. My mom actually knows who you are from them, which is kind of crazy because everyone is.
What?
Yes, my mom watches all those made for TV Christmas movie, Hallmark movies, all those ABC Family. So she knew who you were. Um, how is that? Like,
So
go ahead.
your mom for me, that's really.
So my question is to you: how important is it to never turn down any role?
I mean, at the beginning, it was quite important just because I wanted to understand set, how the machine works, to become more comfortable on set and become more comfortable with my craft. Now, I feel lucky enough to sort of be able to pick and choose. That being said, we're not saying no to everything, but you really want to be able to shape a career that you are proud of. I have kids. And so, two young boys, I want to choose parts that affect them, that impact them, that they'll be proud of me. And so, at the beginning, I would sort of do anything, hence all of the Christmas movies. But now we're a little more discerning.
How did you get your beginning? Was it through theater? Did you get a degree? What's your origin story in
I
acting?
did. I did. I was in high school and just a high school theater, and I went to university. Funnily enough, I was obsessed with writing and books, and the book that I was in love with the most was The Handmaid's Tale. So to get into university, I didn't know if I wanted to be an actor or a writer, and so I wrote a thesis to get into the screenwriting program on The Handmaid's Tale on Rita in 1996, and I got a full scholarship to York University in Toronto.
Full circle,
Isn't that crazy?
because you're known for playing Rita on The Handmaid's Tale. Oh my
I know.
goodness, that is congratulations. I can't. That's a crazy story. Um,
I know. I know.
so speaking of Handmaid's Tale, it's a dystopian future. How creepy is it and close to what's going on now in society?
I mean, it is and it isn't. When Margaret first wrote the novel in the 80s, she wrote it because everything that really happened in the novel had happened before. And at the time it happened, people kept saying, oh, it was really close to what was going on at the time. And then in 2016, we thought it was really close to what was happening. And that was 10 years ago. And so, yes, it is getting more dire. More and more people are paying attention. But I don't think this is new. I don't think that any of these issues are new. It just means that more people are paying attention and more people are feeling the pressure and anxiety around them.
Well, since you are a writer and you always have the audience in mind, why does The Handmaid's Tale touch so many people right now, and why is it so popular?
Well, I think that people, particularly groups of women, feel like they have really haven't had a strong leader, like in June that we see Elizabeth Moss playing. Feel like we're not really talking deeply enough about women's issues, about issues around childcare and just issues around women and women equality, female equality in general. And so I think that it's sort of the one place to go that women can really feel seen and heard, and also feel inspired to rebel, to fight back, to say no.
How do you land the Handmaid's Tale role? Through audition, or someone just knew you and
I
picked you
did.
out?
I did audition. Like I said, I was obsessed with the book, and I wrote that thesis. The casting director in Canada, I'd always talked about the book, and so she got the job and said, "Hey, listen, I'm casting in Canada. I'll let you audition just so you can read the sides, just so you can have an opportunity to audition. You're not going to get the role; they're going to give it to an American." And I auditioned, and lo and behold, I got it. It was a shock to all of us, but I think I did. I had an advantage just because of how well I knew the book and how well I knew Rita. And so I think that gave me a fighting chance.
Now this is the final season. You kind of like grew up with everybody. This is like family now. How does it feel to say the word finale?
Exciting. I think that a lot of people are, obviously it's bittersweet and we're going to miss one another, But we've been really lucky to do this for almost a decade, and you don't get to do that in TV anymore. So we're excited for the fans. We had a bit of a break. We're excited to get it out there, and we're also excited to move on and explore other things. We had a really good run, and so I think it's just gratitude and excitement.
You are secretly working, not so secret right now, but because you're part of Dark Matter Season 2. How is that going so far without giving away anything?
Amazing. This season, I've been promoted to a series regular, so there'll be a lot more of the character that I play, Blair, that the audience will see. And again, a stellar cast: Jennifer Connelly, Alicia Braga, Jimmy Simpson, Joel Edgerton. Like it's from one dream job to the next dream job. It's that this time I shoot in Chicago, and I'm not stuck in Gilead. I'm in many different universes.
You get out of town for a little bit. Now, throughout your career, you've worked with several, from Vanessa Williams on down. Who has been your favorite coworker that you've probably learned the most from?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. My favorite coworker that I've learned the most from. I will say Elizabeth Moss. She just is. She's phenomenal. She's the lead of the show, and is also our executive producer, is also a director. But she's kind and good and mindful, and is just the best by far leader I've ever had, best number one on the show, and also the best actor. And so she really is an inspiration to all of, especially the women in the cast. We all adore her truly. This is not just saying it because I have to. And so I feel really lucky to have her as a mentor and someone I aspire to be like in my career.
For a young lady out there that's into, lately is these, Magna and all that kind of stuff, what advice would you give to an aspiring actress in this day and age?
I would definitely say go to class, work hard, work on your craft, but just deepen the well as an artist. Go to museums, listen to more music, write things with friends, just constantly create. You can't just wait until you're on set or until you have an audition to create. Really, really try to expand your knowledge of yourself and yourself as an artist. And also, don't take no for an answer. It's just a no, but the next one could be yes, so keep going.
The year is 1999, and someone's auditioning for the role in Vendetta, Red Lantern Lady. Mm-hmm. How nervous was she, and how did she overcome those fears over time?
That's a great question. So nervous that she almost passed out. But I think it's just, for me, it's I love it so much. I love this job so much. There's a lot of heartache. There's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of disappointment. But the other side would be worse. To sort of walk away from my dream and walk away from something that I love so much is always, for me, it's a worse fate. And so I just kept pushing just for the opportunity to even audition. I kept finding the joy in little moments. So eventually I just got a thicker skin and just kept heading towards the joy. And luckily it worked out.
Out of all these awards, ACTRA, Canadian Comedy, Screen Actors Guild, Canadian Screen, I mean, I can go on and on. Which one was your, most, I would say most surprising, like your most moment?
I would say the first award I won, which was an ACTRA award, which is like an American SAG award, simply because it was against Tatiana Maslany, who was in the lead in Orphan Black, and several other really well-known actors. And I was just happy to be there at the party. I was like 8 months pregnant with my second born, and I had no idea that I was going to win. And it really changed my career and really changed sort of the projects that I was able to be seen for. So it was a wonderful surprise that I was pregnant, and also just a life-changing moment.
Thank you so much for your time. Amanda, you're going to be seeing her in the final season after a decade, The Handmaid's Tale, and look for her in Dark Matter, taping in Chicago right now, and she's probably enjoying the Windy City. So thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Have a great day.